Hey guys, welcome back. DeFi, degens, drip, and farm for poverty. I'm your host, Drip Coach, dropping knowledge bombs on all Forex Shark related projects. And in today's video, we are going to be covering just kind of a myriad of different things, especially the recent price action over the weekend and some new all-time lows for the dogs token as well as the drip token. And of course, speculation on what people are saying, what they think is going to happen, and all this stuff. And I'm going to give you some insight that I dropped in my Telegram on what I believe I have uncovered as Forex's master plan and what all this was actually about. So let's jump straight into it.
Just a quick message, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss another video. This helps bring brand awareness to the channel as well as all Forex Shark related projects. Thank you.
So if you are watching this video and we haven't gotten the dog injection for Tuesday, then you could have an opportunity to scoop up some dogs. Not financial advice, of course, but remember I said watching this $20 to $25 range was going to become important. And as of right now, dogs are at the lowest they've ever been, sitting around $21.96. So there's been some big sell-offs over this past weekend. And not sure what the catalyst event was for that. Heard rumblings that people were saying that, some liquidity left the animal farm and with the droplet. I don't know, can't prove that. But this is definitely an opportunity because come Tuesday, Wednesday my time, Tuesday for you guys in the US, remember Forex does the injections, and I showed you guys already on my channel that there's about 12 million of liquidity. Should be a little less since the dog's token has dropped in price, but he can burn those tokens and also use the remaining BNB and BUSD to buy back the dog. So there is a lot that can be done to rebound this. So you might get an opportunity if you catch the bottom to get a couple bucks off of it. And that leads me into the important thing to do with your dog pound, which I actually forgot about. So if you were to buy those dogs and you have been keeping up with your stakes, you would be able to sell the newly purchased dogs if the price pumps from say $20 back to 25 or 23 or something like that, and get you a nice little couple of percentage points on that. But what I want to get at is that you need to make sure that once this reaches 84%, that you withdraw it and then restake it. I've had this sitting here now for a couple days. 84 is the max. Remember, the dog started with a 90% tax on it. So that was the max tax. And then the lowest that the tax reduction can get is 6%. So 6 from 90 is 84. So if you have a stake sitting at 84, it's no longer being reduced. So what you should do is withdraw it. I'm not gonna do it on this video because I gotta connect my ledger, but withdraw it and then you basically come back down here and restake it. So definitely keep an eye on that, because once you withdraw it, it'll come over here and you'll have that stake available to sell. So like I just mentioned, if the you caught the bottom and the dog price pumps, you'd be able to use that max tax reduction and sell that. So just keep that in mind. Lastly, we're also seeing pigs have taken a dump. I mentioned that as well. So they have dropped down to like 83 or so like that. So again, not financial advice, but could be an opportunity. We did see much lower before. So I don't know if we'll see that again, but it's just something to keep in mind that we are seeing some capital shift around the ecosystem as of right now, which leads me to kind of my focus on drip and what I'm still doing. So yeah, right now it's not pretty, it hasn't gotten any better, and it's actually all-time lows. I think we dropped to 44 on the native dex. So we came back up a little bit. So sitting at 46 cents as of this video. And this is the absolute lowest it's ever been. And again, as I mentioned to you guys before in multiple videos, it'll continue to go lower until we have utility and there is some need for people to buy back in, which leads me to the post that Ray shared. So if you watch the Degen Cypher, he mentioned this, and I mentioned this on my channel as well, that this guy Josh, who's in the DAO and partnered kind of with Ray, or at least got Ray to support this, and some other members of the DAO to make this drip lottery. So it was being pushed around in the different groups. I shared that on a previous channel, but it apparently got smacked by Forex initially. So I'll read this to you guys. To really turn the tide, we really wanted Forex approval. So Ray and I talked with him over VC on Wednesday and proposed our idea. Initially, he knocked it back and he said it was a watered down version of Scratchies. Needless to say, we were bummed, but he asked us if we had already started, and we told him it was done and ready. And so he worked it with us to discuss options. Goes to show he really cares. Eventually, he said he'd fully back it if we made a few changes to the tokenomics and also added something for the reservoir. So I really think drip reversal is around the corner, guys. Forex said he talked about it in tomorrow's AMA. So he was supposed to do an AMA, but he got sick. So maybe we'll hear something coming up. Ray put this out on his channel, gave some like images about it and what it was going to look like. But it was basically this incentive for people to purchase drip with fresh capital and be able to win rewards. And he said it was a big incentive for basically whales to want to get back in. Don't know exactly how it was going to be set up, but Josh did message me and say that he had everything done and they were waiting on the audits. This was a week and a half ago. So everything apparently is completely done, but Forex said it looked too much like, I guess, Scratchy or watered down version of Scratchy. So he wanted them to revise it. So that could be coming in the near future, along with the Guardians of the Reservoir as well as Droplets. So I do believe the catalyst that I'm waiting on is not just stuff like this, but I think once the actual UI is done, I don't believe that's going to bring in fresh capital, but I do believe it will give people a little hope because they will finally have seen something been developed for drip. So far, we're literally over a year with no development on drip. So once that is actually released, I think that will give people some pause and we'll stop seeing this bleed out so much. It's not going to just reverse, but I think it'll actually finally find a floor and fat line because it'll be tied around that drip lottery that the Reap DAO members are doing. Also the Guardians Reservoir, which I think has a little bit of potential, and Droplet continuing to burn. Even though that's coming from PancakeSwap, it doesn't see price action, but it does add drip back to the tax vault. So all of those things, once they're all finally up and running, hopefully no later than the end of February, then I think we can find a floor with that. So all that boils down to what I was saying, what I think I found Forex's master plan. And I put this out in my Telegram. So I was having a chat with someone else in the group, and I basically came to the conclusion that this is Forex's secret master plan. So my response to a comment, I said, basically Drip was a crowdfunding bull market sustainable platform that Forex used to leverage three things for his real goals of building TradFi vehicles into DeFi. These three things that he needed was large liquidity, an engaged community, and free marketing. So no matter how you slice it, bullish or bearish, Moonboy or Flutter, there's a shit ton of engagement on Drip, and there's a shit ton of capital in the ecosystem, and the farm is bear market proof, no exploits, and withstanding profit taking and price corrections, and still 12 million in liquidity for injections. So Drip will just have to weather the storm, but it's undeniable the foundation Forex is built. And I've mentioned this to you guys before, that the actual, what I figured out now, the real secret sauce is the community. The Drip token was just a catalyst to bring people together to rally behind something. No different than any other kind of cause or whatever that you've had in history, where Martin Luther King said, I have a dream, and he got people to rally behind his dream, and they all got together and did and met and all that stuff. We had the Million Man March and things of that nature. You always have people that bring something to the space and other people rally behind that vision, good and bad. So ironically with crypto, because it's all about money, it's very easy to weaponize people's emotions and bring them together. Now, luckily, Forex, I believe, is trying to do good in the space. So he used his ability to code and make the Reap token first, and then B-Reap, the reflection tokens, all that stuff, and then fork Drip from Flow. And then he went out and said, okay, I got this idea, but I need a community. I need people to support it, because having a good idea is nothing unless you have the marketing behind it, right? So that's where you had your Bartertown, you had your Crypto Mischief, R2R, and all these other ones, right? So there's like 5 of them. Jamie, Passive Income. So you had those 5 people meet together, And he put this each in their groups, and then together is what that created Drip. And then the Drip community was born from that. People saw the hype, everybody got on board, and you know, eventually, as with any other token, it had its correction and its heyday. So, but he built that specifically to show that he could put together something. And he's always been about, like he said, adding utility into crypto. So bringing traditional TradFi vehicles into crypto. So I think this was all about, again, getting a community. That was those 5 people plus everybody they onboarded, getting the liquidity. Clearly got that, because now we're sitting on the animal farm with a $100 million TVL. Very sustainable, has not, even with the sales and all that stuff. And I showed you guys 12 million in liquidity locked up to actually spike the dogs token. So this is going to be here. This is bear market proof. Unfortunately, Drip just had to weather the storm for that, because this was him testing the waters on what he could do and what a TradFi vehicle would look like with a daily ROI. So remember, it's supposed to be a certificate of deposit. So he brought that in, he didn't change the contract, and it worked great in a bull market. And now he sees the error of his ways, because he did not have 100,000 plus wallets in the system. He did not have a bear market that he had to deal with. He did not have a team of devs that he couldn't work with and had to fire and get new ones. So all sorts of stuff created this perfect storm to go, shit, we have to pivot and do something else. And then the animal farm came out. So I believe, again, in the future, at some stage, this will balance itself out. And that's why I'm still riding out. And you can see that again on things like vidIQ, search volume 162,000. You don't have anything else even remotely close in these projects. 38,000 for Furio, Pulse Chain. It just doesn't even match up. So 10,000 for Pulse Chain. So Drip has the loudest community, be that positive or negative. People want to see Drip fail, and other people want to see Drip succeed. But like the old adage goes, there's no such thing as bad press. So the engagement will help us. And no, nobody likes to see their token down and to the right like that. But I can't help but look at what he built with this. And if he built that, I believe he does have a solution to fix this. And again, even if he doesn't, I have my ideas. So, and I think the community as well is going to start putting other stuff around this ecosystem. And that's kind of the point. And I think with all of that, then eventually Drip will pull itself out of this hole. And I believe with borrow and lending that we can stop seeing the inflation of the Drip token. And once that happens, then he can give people or he can start actually burning the token and get the supply back down and all these things. But there's a lot of stuff that has to go on. And that just means until then, if you don't see the big picture, you don't understand the foundation he built, and all you're worried about is this, then again, claim out, get out. That's all you can do. But I'm going to write it down to the bottom. That's the only option I see for it, for me personally. And then I'm going to try to leverage what I have over here in the animal farm to dig myself out while simultaneously building utility on the back end with the team that I'm putting together. So that's how I'm looking at this. Each person has to make their own decision, but get out of the comments crying about it if you're making a decision that you are leaving the ecosystem. We all know what the chart is doing. We all know that Forex is working on other stuff. And we all also know that the community is taking it upon themselves. So you decide what you want to do, but you don't have to cry about it. If it's negative, there's no sense in sharing your negative emotions. So where focus goes, energy flows. So if you're going to be negative and cry about it, then you're going to put energy into more negative crying things. And people around you are going to feel the exact same way. So that's why some of you in my comments were talking about you being kicked out because you asked questions or whatever. It's like, yeah, because nobody wants to hear about it. It's been a year of this. We all know what the Drip price is doing. None of us are immune to it or ignorant to it. We know it. So it doesn't do you any good to go in and complain about it, because we all know it. We all see it, right? So make a decision based off of that. Anyway, it's gone on long enough. You guys know the drill. Smash that HBO special. Help brother out. Like, comment, subscribe down below. And if it provided any value, that's what you do. And until next time, live daily and achieve your impossible. See ya.
Want to pay your in real life bills with crypto? How about send crypto directly to anyone with a bank account? Spritz Finance is a decentralized solution to be your own bank and connect your crypto earnings to real-world bills and payments. They do not take custody of your assets and allow support on multiple blockchains and Web3 wallets. Sign up below using my referral link and you will get $50 back when you make your first $50 bill payment with crypto. Additionally, I will be using referral bonuses to airdrop, donate, or burn based on community feedback. Sign up now.